The objective of this video is to try to help answer one of the most common frequently asked questions that we get asked, and that's about financing for master's students. When a student decides to pursue their master's degree, they're making a tremendous investment, both in terms of time and financially, in themselves and their future, and you want to make sure that that investment is a wise decision. So you might have already seen this slide if you watch some of our other YouTube videos. I just want to point out, if you make the decision to come to our program, which is automotive engineering at Clemson University, then you're making an incredibly wise decision in yourself and your future, because we are ranked as either the best or one of the best automotive engineering programs in the country. So you know that that investment, both in terms of time and financially, will get reimbursed. And it'll be reimbursed by one of these companies. This is, again, the list of all of the companies who have hired at least 3 of our graduates. So if you're interested in working for any of these companies, then coming to our program and getting a master's degree from our department is a great way to get your foot in the door with one of these companies. Our department has awarded almost 1,000 degrees, which is incredibly exciting. We have a 96% job placement in the automotive industry specifically. And based on a recent survey of our graduates, the average starting salary is over $89,000 after graduation. But what about fellowships or scholarships? Yes, our department does have some. We have roughly 8 to 10, and we award those every year to the top incoming master's students. The fellowships vary somewhere between $7,500 and $20,000 per year for use towards tuition and living expenses. In addition, these fellowships grant the recipients in-state tuition instead of out-of-state, so that's also very financially beneficial. How do you apply for those? Every master's student who applies is automatically considered eligible for these fellowships. So we take care of that for you. You don't have to do anything extra. But it's important to keep in mind that these fellowships are very competitive and they only go to about the top 10% of students. So if you're not lucky enough to receive one of those fellowships, what are your other options? How about teaching assistants or our research assistants, TAs and RAs? Yes, we do have some of those as a department. The best way for you to try to get one of those is to simply email professors in the department and ask them if they have any openings. However, I will say again, they're very competitive, and generally for first semester students, it's incredibly difficult to get either a TA or an RA. You can imagine second and third semester students serve as much better TAs than first semester students. What this means is that the majority of our students use financing, meaning some kind of student loans, to pay for their tuition and living expenses while they're here. So let's walk through a calculation together of what that might look like for you. So this table in the top right has different columns, and the first column says activity. Basically, for each 6-month period, that's the activity that a student would be doing. For the first 3 6-month periods, the student would be taking classes in each of those first 3 semesters. Remember that our program requires an internship, and one option is to do an external internship. So during that last 6-month period, hypothetically, a student might do an external internship. The next column has the tuition, and the next column after that is a good faith estimate of the living expenses. I want to point out that all of the numbers on these tables are good faith estimates. They're not intentionally skewed up or down. They are trying to be an accurate representation, but only an estimate of what your cost will be. Because things like living expenses depend on your lifestyle. So you could come in lower than this value, or you could come in higher, and that just totally depends on how you choose to live your life. The last column is the approximate earnings during each of those periods. Some of our students choose to work part-time jobs on campus, in which case I put a value of roughly 3,000 as kind of an average, but some of our students don't, and that 3,000 averages in the students that might not. But the key thing here is during that last 6-month period, during that external internship, students can earn about $30,000. That is a real estimate of what our students earn during that internship period. So that means if you add together all of the costs and then subtract the earnings, you get a total cost of our program of approximately $42,000. I already mentioned that the average starting salary based on a recent survey for our graduates was $89.3 thousand. I Googled what the average starting salary is for a bachelor's mechanical engineer here in the US, and the average value was roughly $70,000. That means there's a difference of approximately $19.3 thousand, and in order to pay off that $42,000 investment, it will take less than 3 years. After the loans are paid off, so after that 3-year period, there is the opportunity to then earn a tremendous amount more over your career. Your earning potential over your career will be significantly improved due to the graduate degree from our program. So an approximate estimate is over $500,000. So basically, a student takes out a $42,000 loan, and the return on investment is over $500,000. In other words, our program and any loans required to attend can be thought of as an investment in yourself and your future, and there's a guaranteed significant positive return on investment. Thanks so much for watching this video. Please feel free to check out all of the other videos on our website.